Long time ago, there lived two kings who ruled two separate kingdoms. King Luca was a peacemaker and his people were farmers. King Luca had a very beautiful princess by the name Princess Alicia. On the other hand, his cousin King Malik was a troublemaker. His people were fishermen and hunters, and the two kingdoms depended on Rivalry to irrigate their farm and for fishing and even their daily livelihoods. King Malik had a son by the name Prince Suwa. Prince Suwa was trained right from birth out of his father's orders to be a warlord so that he could one day lead the army against his uncle's kingdom to retreat the river that the two kingdoms have lived to fight for generations. Rivalry passed down between the two kingdoms, and both the kings felt and believed that the rivers belonged to their kingdoms separately. The war between the two kings interfered with the relationship of the residents, and it even extended to the market, where the people of King Malik did not want to sell their fish to the people of King Luca, and the people of King Luca willingly sold their vegetables because they loved peace. For you to get fish, you had to have friends from the people of the kingdom of Malik, and only a few people were able to eat fish because only few people made friends. One day, King Malik wrote a letter to his cousin King Luca to prepare his people for war, and whichever kingdom will come out as winner will forever have the waters of River Rua. When King Luca received the letter, he was worried and called for a meeting with his kingsmen. His kingsmen advised him to agree and to prepare the princess to lead the war. King Luca then wrote a reply back to King Malik, and a date was set. The princess was trained on how to fight with her bows and arrows and even with swords. Finally, the day came, and the prince and the princess led the war to retrieve back the river. The two kingdoms met and fought on top of the horses. Some hid so that they could shoot their arrows. It was such a dangerous war that left the prince hurt. The princess had pity on the prince and ordered her men to carry him back to the palace. When they got to the palace, King Luca saw his nephew and ordered his men to get a herbalist. Prince Suwa was treated, and when he woke up, he saw the most beautiful girl, Princess Alicia. The two became best of friends, and when King Malik sent his men to get Prince Suwa was reluctant to leave Princess Alicia. The two got separated, but they realized they could not live without each other. They were both falling in love, and they kept meeting by the river. But again, they were so afraid because their fathers were cousins, and they kept wondering if their love could ever be. One day, Princess Alicia sat her father down and told him,
"Father, I think I've fallen in love with Prince Suwa, but my heart aches so much because our love can never be. One, because you and uncle are related, and two, because of the enmity between the two of you. What should I do, Father? I cannot stop my heart from loving Prince Suwa."
King Luca hugged his daughter and told her,
"My daughter, I'm so happy that finally you are getting to experience this thing called love. But there's one thing I need you to understand. I am for peace. I have no problem with King Malik. I have no problem if our kingdoms get to share Rivalry. And secondly, there's one thing you really actually need to know. Your late mother and I adopted you because we tried for years to have our own children, but we could not. So typically, you and Prince Suwa are not blood related, and your heart is right to fall in love with him. My worry is if my cousin King Malik would actually release Prince Suwa to you."
Princess Alicia was relieved that her love for Prince Suwa was actually not a taboo, but again she could not believe that she was not the biological daughter to King Luca, and the way King Luca treated her so well. She thanked her father for raising her well, and on the next meeting with Prince Suwa, she broke the good news to him, and their joy could not be hidden. And Suwa went to talk to his father King Malik, and when King Malik heard this, he gave his son the go-ahead to marry Princess Alicia because after all, they were defeated at the war by the people of King Luca, and Rivalry was officially theirs. Princess Alicia and Prince Suwa got married, and King Luca used that particular day to make a decree. King Luca said,
"From today henceforth, Rivalry is free to be used by both kingdoms. No more fights because love has actually reunited us."
King Luca and King Malik shook hands, and the two kingdoms lived peacefully henceforth. Princess Alicia and Prince Suwa moved to a separate kingdom, and they started their own kingdom. The end. If you have enjoyed this story this far, please remember to give it a like, subscribe and share. And please consider leaving a comment on the comment section telling me if you enjoyed the story and telling me whatever city or country you're watching me from for me to give you a shout out on the next episode of Wonder Tales by Julian.